moved literally right next door. We're here at the Rug Gallery, which is connected to Trolley, so you can go get all your curtains, all your refurnished furniture, and then come here and get an Oriental rug. I'm here with Frank. He's one of the owners. And Frank,
hi, Melanie.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, dear. And good morning to your viewers.
Thank you, thank you. You all have what looks like thousands of rugs here at the Big Oak Rug Gallery.
True. We do keep at least 1,000 in stock, and they're old, new, somewhat in between, and all sizes, everything from like a foot long or so all the way up to 20 feet long or so. So we can fit just about any house, any room, mud rooms, kitchens, as well as large living rooms and things of that sort.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now, if you have about 1,000 rugs, or maybe even more, how in the world am I going to go about finding that perfect rug?
Well, the most important thing to do first is to know what size of rug you need.
Important.
So measure the room, measure the space, measure the need, think about how you're going to use a rug, and then start thinking about color. One of the things you can do is start with a rug.
Okay.
Because sometimes it's easier to find a rug than it is to find fabric after you found a rug.
Certainly.
So, because there's lots of choices in fabric, there's not always a lot of choices in rugs. We keep 1,000 rugs, but by the time you get down to specific size and color preference, there might only be 3 or so in the store that fit. So, so that's just something to think about.
There you go. But all sizes, you definitely have.
Exactly.
When it comes to color, rugs can really bring in the color or accent colors into a room. So, how do you know? Because there are so many different styles, sizes, designs.
Right.
How do you go about finding that perfect one?
One of the things that we do, and any good rug store should do, is let you try rugs at home so that you can see what works for you. And one of the things that we do is we'll go out and look at a space for you, look at your house, that sort of thing. We'll take rugs to you, and you can try different things and find out pretty quickly which is the right track for you.
Sure.
But a good rug finds color in a room.
Okay.
Because if you'll notice, looking at the rugs, there's lots and lots of color in most rugs. Some are more pale palettes.
This one in front of us
is a paler palette.
But this one, I mean, you've got the pinks and the greens, and then the ones up here, I mean, they're just gorgeous colors.
Sure, absolutely. And the classic Persian rugs are, a lot of reds and blues and things of that sort, with some ivories and things of that sort. But as color tastes and choices evolve, then the paler palettes have come into play, and the decorators and designers are quite enthused about the paler palettes now because they're real neutral.
Absolutely, do a lot with them.
But a rug will find color in a room, as we said. And if you look at this rug, again, this one's a pale rug in terms of comparison to the red ones. But you'll notice that there's not just the ivories in it, but there's the rust colors, there's the blues, there's the golds.
Sure.
And those things will find the other things like it and compatible with it in a room.
Absolutely.
If you need to do multiple rugs in a room, the trick is you can't always match an Oriental rug.
Sure.
But what you can do is do compatibility, compatible color, and compatible design. And there are, hundreds of designs of Oriental rugs in terms of center medallions, no center medallions, floral patterns, geometric patterns, things of that sort.
And you've got them all here. We're not done talking about rugs just yet, though. There's so much. They are just absolutely beautiful. I wish we could show you all of them, but that would take quite a while.
Yeah.
Kelly, back on over to you. Welcome back to Good Day, everyone. We're live down here in Thomasville at the Big Oak Tree Rug Gallery, and it literally is a gallery. Not only are these rugs absolutely beautiful, but they can be works of art. Frank here is one of the owners, and gorgeous rugs.
Thank you.
But we talked a little bit about picking out rugs, and it can be a pretty daunting task for some. Any tips that you have, things people should bring, an open mind, maybe a swatch of fabric, patience?
Yeah, absolutely. Come with some energy, because it takes a little time to look at rugs and that, and you can see there's a lot of rugs in a stack to go through, and the stacks are organized by size.
Okay.
So one of the first things for people to know, of course, is what size rug they need or can use. And we talked about measuring before, and that's an important thing to do, is to know the size of the room and where you're going to place a rug so that you know what size to look for. And then bringing in something that has the colors from your room is always helpful, whether it's a pillow, whether it's a fabric swatch, whether it's a paint chip, anything like that.
I love that. Even a paint chip, something so small to match with this.
And you'd be surprised. Sometimes we have, lots of fabric down on rugs, or we have paint chips down on rugs. And one of the things we talked about earlier is that we're glad for people to take rugs and try them so that they can see if they're on the right track color-wise and size-wise and that sort of thing. And if need be, if people have trouble getting rugs to their house, we can bring them, particularly in our trade area. We're here in Thomasville, and we get customers from 50 or 100 miles around constantly. So
Wonderful. Well, I mean, that's a huge help. Just no matter how many pillows or fabric swatches or paint chips you bring, you want to make sure that it's going to look absolutely perfect in your home. I know my family has many Oriental rugs in their home, even a couple in our attic that I'll be getting, you know, once I have a home that's useful for it. But these rugs last, I don't want to say forever, but pretty close to it.
Indefinitely. You know, a lot of people like you have rugs that their parents had or their grandparents had. And that's one of the nice things about them is that you don't throw away an Oriental rug. Right. Even if it becomes threadbare, you use it for something as a table runner or put it over the back of a sofa or even, you know, and rugs are beautiful hanging on a wall. The first rugs I bought when I was about 19 at auction. And they were just small rugs that I put on a wall. And they were handmade Persian rugs, and I still have them. So, yeah.
Going back to that gallery, I'm telling you, works of art. We've got a big, I want to call it a rack. I'm not sure if that's the official terminology. But, I mean, beautiful. These are table runners. Hallway runners?
These are floor runners. And we have runners all the way from about 6 feet long up to about 25 feet long. The ones hanging here are more like 10 feet for the most part because that's what fits on the rack. But and
only the ceilings can be so high.
And as we talked about, you know, some of the rugs in our store are old, some are new, and most of them are in between. We kind of think that the average age in here is somewhere in the 40 to 50 year range.
Goodness.
But you can, I don't know if the camera sees that or not, but
gorgeous.
Wonderful, wonderful colors and wonderful patterns. But not all Oriental rugs are as complex in pattern and color as that. Some are simple in palette, some are only a color or two.
Got a little something for all tastes. Again, if you're shopping for a rug, come on down to the Rug Gallery. And maybe if you're not, come on down and browse. It's absolutely beautiful. They will be open for the Thomasville Victorian Christmas celebration.
Christmas, which is Thursday and Friday night this week. And don't be afraid to spend time looking through a stack of rugs. Some people always want the one on the bottom, so it's not unusual, okay?
Again, like I said, bring patience and some energy live down here at the Rug Gallery in Thomasville. Back to you guys in the studio.